All right, peace guys. Welcome to video two. This is gonna be a really short video because it's very similar to video one. All right, so this was the end results of video number one, where we got the average protein score by the average nutrition score by the protein type. All right, so this one is instead of us finding the average nutritional score, we want to know the total number of menu items. And this is going to be very similar to the last query. The only thing that's going to be different this time is we're going to be using a different function, and it's called a count. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a count of how many menu items, period, are in our menu items table. All right, so let me just run this query. So, and actually, let's make sure we always do this because we are specifically looking at Gusto. And Gusto has an Atlanta food place ID of 2. All right, so firstly, let's just run our count. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have 160 menu items for Gusto. And let's look back at our mini query because we're going to be using this a lot in this example because in our first set of business intelligence questions, this is all about reporting by the protein type. All right, so let's just run this again. Let's run our mini query. And again, guys, if you guys did not see video one, I would highly recommend you go back because I go into detail breaking down our case statements, our I like statements, putting when the title begins with spicy chicken versus end with versus contains. So if you guys haven't seen video one, please go back and review video one so that you guys understand this mini query. All right, so let's run our mini query. That's going to be the inner query that gets run before we take the count. Okay, so again, we have all of our columns, right? That's why we have this star. And if we scroll all the way over to the right, we have this new this new calculated field called protein type, all right? And the protein type, again, it allows us to report by the protein type instead of the individual items like we see in title. All right. So what we need to do now is essentially combine these two queries. All right. This one is giving us the overall count. This one is basically breaking this, is creating a new calculated field called protein type over on the end. And essentially, what we really want to do is we want to count the number of menu items and group them by the protein type so that we know how many menu items are grilled spicy chicken, how many are grilled chicken, how many of them are shrimp, tofu, avocado, etc. All right. So here's going to be, all right, take a second and think about how we did this for the last query. And now we're going to apply this to the new one. So if I scroll down, so just like before, we're going to select our new calculated field, all right? And this is coming from our inner subquery, right? So we wrapped this query here in as a subquery, right? So we have this inner part that's our subquery, all right? So that's where we're getting the protein type from, plus we're getting all these other columns, right? So now the only thing we're doing that's different from the other query is instead of getting the average nutrition score, we're just counting how many items overall there are. All right. So we select the protein type. All right. And we're getting a count of all the menu items. And again, we're going to group by the protein type. And this time we're going to order by the item count in descending order so that the protein type with the most number of menu items comes first. So let's just run this query. All right. And if we run this, boom. So this shows us that each one of the menu items actually has the exact same number of menu items. Sorry, each one of the proteins have the same number of menu items. So essentially, like the shrimp, there's 32 for grilled spicy chicken. There's 32 menu items. for the like grilled spicy chicken, the grilled chicken, tofu, and avocado. So this is telling us that each one of our proteins each have 32. And if we do the math, right? So there's 5 records. If we do 32, let's just pull up our calculator for a second. 32 times our 5, boom, we get 160, right? And we know that when we did our overall count, we got 160. Now there are ways to verify this that we'll go over in a future video. But for now, again, guys, this query, the reason why I'm making this video pretty short is because this is exactly like the old query, except for we're aggregating by counting the total number of menu items rather than taking the average nutrition score. All right, so the next video, we're going to find the top 3 most nutritious items per protein type. That was a little bit more involved, but make sure you guys come back for that video. And if you guys are enjoying this, be sure to give this a thumbs up so that other developers can discover this video. All right, peace.